three. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
All right, welcome everybody. This is a great new edition of Teaching Crypto here with Mr. FOMO and myself, AZcrypto. Please hit that like, please hit the subscribe button, help us out as Bitcoin warms up. Hopefully so does our show here moving into the deep fall, Mr. FOMO. And we talked about September being a month of consolidation. And so far so good. And this morning, just a few minutes ago, BTC made a run to 27K. So, Mr. FOMO, you know what I'm smelling here is a rally, a BTC rally. Okay. I'm smelling it. I don't know how much Bitcoin The Rock has, but if he doesn't, he better jump on board soon, as the calls for 20K have grown quieter and quieter over the past 3 or 4 days.
We never heard back from our buddy on the internet. I hope he's doing okay.
I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's okay. Hopefully he bought more Bitcoin, because I don't think we're going to 20K now.
Yeah, I hope he didn't hold out hope for that 20K.
We talked about this, and this is super important. Being able to hold in the 26 area was huge. Now, being able to hold in 27 area, it would be even bigger, because honestly, if we do hold at 27K, and it's a big if, because we're barely above 27 right now. Let's keep it real, okay? We haven't established ourselves at 27 or anything like that. But if we do hold at 27 here, Mr. FOMO, the climb to 30 in October, to me, seems fairly easy. Now, again, you talked about rejection probably happening, but it's a great sign so far.
Yeah, we made it past an important level at 26.3. Remember, we looked at the charts last week. And 26.3 was something that we wanted to hold above. Not only did we hold above, but now we're bouncing against that 27.1, 27.2 line that I talked about. And that's the next big one, at least locally, before we get back to that 29.30 price. So here at the end of September, it is looking like that prediction is starting to come true. As long as we hold here above 26.3 and we push through here at this area where we're at right now, it looks like charting is paying off here. But this is an important area, again, just like we were at last week with 26.2, 26.3. This is an important area. Again, we need to break above this and then hold, and then see where we go from there. But this has been all positive for the last, 3 or 4 days. So everything's looking good. And it's looking like our October prediction might be starting to come true.
Now, you might be asking, what about the alts? Well, one has made a nice little climb here, as Chainlink is up 8% over the last 24 hours, Mr. FOMO, trading now at $6.70. And that's one I would look at here for October. I'm not huge into alts in October. I'm just being brutally honest. I think some will make a brief comeback, but I think the majority of the money in October is going to go into Bitcoin. And I think the alts right now, yeah, they'll make a bit of a run. H bar we've talked about, could see some nice momentum, but I really kind of like Chainlink here. If I had to pick one established token that was safe, again, there'll be other much smaller caps that you might catch here. But if you're looking for a safe play, Chainlink making it above $7 to me in October seems like it's a pretty clear path here.
I like Chainlink because it's an Oracle play. They've made a lot of good partnerships. The market cap is a little bit high for me. I don't think they'll make that much of a run here in October when Bitcoin moves. This is some positive momentum, but I think a lot of these big caps will move slowly with Bitcoin. I'm looking a little bit further down the list, somewhere between 100 and 200, to try and find something that's going to pay off a little bit more.
Yeah, so if you're going to buy something now and sell towards the end of October, early November, you got to be careful. BTC fake out? Well, maybe. We'll see. Tennessee. I don't think we're going down to 20K in October. I really don't. Historically, October is a good month, and there's some strong indications that 25K was a good buying zone. Now, as always, things in the world could drastically change, right? Economic news, uh, world events. So you just have to be careful with finite predictions. But I do see us trading above 30K in October. Will we make it to 35? I do think so. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I do think, a path to 35 uh, in late October, early November could happen. I don't feel as strongly as the 40. I talked about why on the last episode, but I do think crypto is going to have a bit of a run here over the next 6 to 8 weeks, maybe 9. And then I do see a retrace, to be honest, with our audience, talking about I see a retrace around holiday time between Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. And then sometime maybe late January, early February, I think we go back up again. But over the long term, 2024 is still extremely bullish. Over the next 6 to 8 weeks, bullish. But we talked about this all the time. Crypto never goes straight up. So yes, Tennessee, we kind of agree. When people get really, really euphoric and excited over the next 6 to 8 weeks, I will expect some kind of pullback at that point.
And we did talk about important levels here: 26.3, 27.1. We're pushing against an important local level again. And then from there, it's the 29.30 level, which is a huge level to push through, obviously, because of the psychological level at 30. But also, we coiled up quite a bit at 29 and 30 for quite a while. But there are some signs, at least in the economy, that we might be turning around a little bit. The SEC and the Fed, they've signaled that they might be done with rate cuts, and that might be turning around as early as the spring. And so there's at least the silver lining on the dark clouds of the economy is out there. And so you're right. This may be a fake out, but I have a feeling that this is more of a turnaround. And I don't know that we'll push 40, but I think I'd like to see us get back to 30 and coil back up in that area again. That I felt safer there.
Tennessee, the answer is yes. Probably more than
Yes, we do.
Probably more than we should.
And honestly, right now, I'm more swing trading and day trading alts. That's something that I like to do a lot more than holding alts. I may be collecting some for accumulation to build towards the bull run now, but for the most part, and we talk about this a lot when we talk about going on Coinbase, and they have this really great data piece all the way down at the bottom, kind of a forgotten data point for them, but it's the average hold time of some of these altcoins. And you can see some of these coins are being held for less than a week. And so if most people are holding it for that little amount of time, then it's probably wise or prudent for you to do something similar.
And here's the thing about alts. I don't think you're going to see a huge, huge shift in their momentum till 2024, to be honest. I do think there's going to be some nice Octobers for some of them. HBAR and Chainlink, I think, are going to do well in October. But in terms of massive rallies, to be honest with you, I don't think you're going to see them till 2024. I know that doesn't do our channel any good, but that's just a reality. Right now, I think a lot of the money is going to go into Bitcoin, right? And so you're going to see some people sell off before the holidays, I think. But I think you're going to see even more money come in 2024 as we get closer to the halving. And I really do think 2024 is going to be a nice year, guys. I really do. I think a year from now, this show is going to be a very, very different show. We're not
and even if you're just accumulating right now, right? If you're just DCAing and building bags towards the bull run, a year from now, you're probably going to be in a very good mood when we talk about this show.
Now, I did want to give a quick Voyager update. So in some cases, no news is good news. Well, in this case, no news is kind of bad news. No news on mediation. And they told us if there was no agreement, they wouldn't say anything. Now, the 30 days is not up, Mr. FOMO, but we're looking at about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks left on this mediation, depending on the exact date that they started, maybe 2.5 weeks. I'm not super optimistic. Hopefully we get, some news drops and we get an email saying, hey, mediation has worked and your checks are coming in November, December, but we're going to keep our viewers updated right now. No mediation. If you're waiting on checks, they should be coming this week or next week, I believe. So that the people that didn't get their crypto. But in terms of the FTX Alameda dispute, that's still in mediation. And right now, there has been no agreement, as far as I know. And as far as we know, we'll keep you guys updated. The admin team now has become radio silent, unfortunately.
And to me, I mean, just if we're looking at negotiations and mediations, the United Auto Workers went on strike recently. And once they went on strike, by Saturday, they were having meaningful talks, right? By Saturday, that's what it looks like when two sides come together and they want to negotiate and get something done. Here we are 2 weeks and we haven't gotten any updates. I tend to agree with you, and I'm going to be skeptical on this. I don't think they're going to get anything done now. I'd be shocked in the next 2 weeks to get positive news. My assumption is that broke and hated Sam Bankman-Fried, as he admitted the other day in an article, that he has done so much wrong that company is going to have to hang on to as much as they can in order to pay out their problems. So they're going to fight that $445 million, and they're going to do what they can to hang on to it. I think that's going to have to go to court.
Really quickly, Mark Cuban lost not a lot of money for him, but a lot of money for a lot of people over the weekend. His hot wallet got drained. Just another example of how you have to really be careful. And quite frankly, Mr. FOMO, the space has to evolve so this stuff stops happening.
This doesn't do anyone any good. And that's people were talking about, oh, that's his valet tip money, and that's no big deal for him. It doesn't matter if it's a big deal. It doesn't matter if he had $5 or 870K on there. What matters is that it happened, and it happened to someone who's high profile and that's pro crypto. And how many times can this happen to these high profile people who are pro crypto before, I mean, just the whole world turns against it? This kind of thing is bad for the whole space. It's bad for crypto investors. It's bad for crypto YouTubers. It's bad for everybody. And so I hate seeing this, but it just reminds us that cold wallets and cold storage seem to be the best way to go.
Yeah, quick question. Are we supposed to get another settlement for Voyager? Yes. So FTX Alameda, if there's a settlement, you would see a significant recovery, well over 20%. But again, no news, Tennessee. We'll keep you guys updated. Yeah, Mr. FOMO, we got to get to a point where fraud is not tiered no matter who it happens to, because that is when you're going to really see the space take on and get what we've talked about, mass adoption.
And it's frustrating to see, because when this happens to Mark Cuban, at least in the US, that's when our politicians pay attention. And so they're going to pay attention to this. They're going to see this as a bad thing. They're going to have these weird knee-jerk reactions, and it's going to affect crypto investors like us in the US, who already can't access some of the tokens that can make us the largest gains. And I think that, the more this keeps happening, the more we will be restricted and held out of the game.
Guys, you want to hold on to this channel. Please, if you haven't done so, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, because this is going to be a huge 6 to 8 weeks for Bitcoin. I really do believe we're going to see some great action in October. But let's see if we can hold 27 here. That would be gigantic. For Mr. FOMO, this is AZcrypto. You guys have a wonderful week. We'll see you later.